Yep. So this is a start page of Tableau. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this page will generally have three components. First one will show all the possible connections. So basically all the high level of connections. Yeah. So for example, first one is file, then server, and then save data. Okay. And the file there are different like Excel. There are text file, statistical file, and other files. Yeah. We will go into detail
Mm-hmm.
further that what are the
Okay.
statistical files, what is their extension, because generally in certification sometimes they ask that is it possible to connect with a file having extension of this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we will look into this in detail that what are the different files which we can connect with Tableau.
Okay.
In with respect to server, you can connect to Tableau server, you can connect to SQL servers, Oracle servers. There
Mm-hmm.
are lot of database, Google Analytics, yeah. So all these servers you can connect with. No need to remember each and everything. All you need to
Mm-hmm.
do is, even in case of certification, you will have Tableau along with you. So in case you are little bit doubtful about anything, you can just go to Tableau and look at that whether the server is available for or not. Yeah. So,
Okay.
but there are
So
some
all
high
these
level
are the
servers.
so all these are the
Yeah.
servers. This is what is called action matrix and vector. All those you are showing are the
Yes.
servers you worked before.
So yeah, all these are like I think Teradata is a kind of service, Spark SQL, then Web Data Connector, other kind of data. ODBC is also a kind of server which you can connect with. And I've worked
Okay.
with all each and every server. I've only worked with Microsoft SQL Server and Postgres or Teradata.
Mm-hmm.
So as well as analytical analysis services. So
Okay.
I know how. I mean, you can connect with all these available servers.
Okay.
There are, if any server is not available, there are some they might come under ODBC. We will discuss about ODBC. What are the ODBC databases which can be facilitated using ODBC under this server. Yeah.
Sure.
Now the second section is this section where you have all the dashboards, all the work which you are doing, whatever the workbook which you have developed or you have used in past recent couple of days or weeks. That will come over here in the open
Mm-hmm.
section. Here it will show sample workbook. Now the interesting part is this one, discover. In the discover section, where in Tableau websites they provide some free basic tutorials of Tableau, right? So they provide the link of those tutorials over here, but this particular section will come up only when you are connected to internet. So right now I'm connected to internet, that's why it is coming. Yeah,
So where is the Discover section on the right side, right? Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, in the right side. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now there is a question in certification exam that where do you find whiz of the week? There are some basic questions also they ask just to know that you just taken a look on top from top of Tableau, or you do you know the fundamentals also? Do you remember the basic things also? So sometimes they ask these kind of easy questions that
Mm-hmm.
where do you find whiz of the week? So what is whiz of the week is, so there is a Tableau public. So Tableau is a licensed software, but later on to increase their publicity to make it partially open to people, to the developer community, they created something called Tableau Public. So you can download Tableau Public free. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it has limited number of connections or sources you can connect to. It has limitation on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Another thing is that you cannot save Tableau Public workbook locally on your machine directly. All you have to do
Mm-hmm.
is you have to create and do whatever work you want and publish it Tableau online public.
Got you. Got
So
you.
your work will
So
be
whatever
so
work
your
is
work
done in
will
the
be
public,
open to
shared
everyone.
online. Yeah. It's like using Microsoft
Yeah, exactly.
online. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it will be open to all. Anyone can see that visualization, whatever you have created on, right? So data is something which is not secure. Yeah. But
Yeah, okay.
for hobby purpose, you don't want you are not going to use some critical data. True?
So I had a question like whenever we are using that one, we don't like we create a login account kind of thing. We don't have any like credentials when you're
No,
working on Tableau
you have
Public.
to register on Tableau. You have to
Yeah.
create a login on Tableau online. So
Okay.
online and for public. Okay. So when you will
Okay.
create that login, you will get a link to download Tableau public desktop. So there are
Mm-hmm.
different versions of Tableau public. This part I will cover in introduction of Tableau,
Sure.
where I
Sure.
will tell you what are the different versions of Tableau. So Tableau desktop is there, Tableau online and server is there, and Tableau reader is there. So we'll
Mm-hmm.
discuss in detail what are these and what are their uses, how. Okay. Currently,
Okay.
what you are seeing over here is Tableau desktop.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
Now,
you are
the
already
whiz of the
downloaded
week.
the version.
No, actually, I have a licensed version
So that's what.
because
Yeah.
I'm
We are
working on
listening.
Tableau. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you are seeing all this. So, whiz of the week is something. So every week, whatever Tableau dashboard people publish online, so
Mm-hmm.
Tableau filter it out and get a top visualization of the week, and they put it in this particular corner where this call it as a whiz of the week.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. And these are some interesting visualizations. In free time, you can go to these visualizations. You can check it out. It's really cool.
Sure.
Yeah. So now this is the start page. Now the next page we will see is the data source page. So to come to the data source page, we need to connect our Tableau workbook with some data source. Yeah. So right now I'm connecting my Tableau with an Excel file. So this is a sample Excel file which we will work on throughout the course and create multiple visualizations. Yeah. So I
Okay.
connected to this Excel. I hope you have seen how I connected. So I just double clicked. So I just double clicked or single clicked on Excel. Okay. I got the Excel location. From this location, I picked this particular file.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah. Now when I click open, now this is data source page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here you create your source. So if you see, if I will show you, if I show you this Excel file, which I'm using as a data source, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this Excel file, you have three different sheets: cross tab data, super store data, and category info. Yeah. So
What is
first
that?
thing,
What is?
notice these three sheets.
Okay.
In this Excel file, you have three sheets, right?
Okay.
Now, these three sheets are coming separately here under sheets.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the workbook name will fall under this particular section. Under workbook title, you will see the name of workbook.
Mm-hmm.
Name of the Excel file, name of the source file.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is your workbook name. This is your workbook name, Tableau book one. So currently it's by default it's giving me book one. I will save it and I will rename whatever I want, right? But
Sure.
currently it is by default book one. This name
Mm-hmm.
will be. This is my Excel file name, which will come under workbook section. And
Okay.
all the sheets in this Excel file will come fall under sheets section. Okay.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
you are seeing here this is written in bold CRG sample data sets to something, right?
Yeah.
Now what is this? If you pay a little bit attention over here, you will see if I remove this two, this is actually, so the name already exists, so I do need to rename it
Okay.
something different. So if you see here, it's actually by default the same name as the source file,
Mm-hmm.
right? This by
Yeah.
default it's having the same name as source file, CRG sample data sets. Since I already have this name of some source, with the similar name sets. It is not allowing me to have the same name. That's why it is asking me to rename it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just removed that sets s from the sets and I kept it as set. Now I have the name as CRG sample dataset. Now what is this? The question is, what is this name? This name is your data source name.
Okay, that's the name of the data source.
Okay, of the data source which you will create for Tableau. So you might heard this term called ETL.
ETL. Yeah.
ETL. So ETL is nothing but extract, transform, and load, right?
Extract, transform, and okay. It's a reporting
And
tool,
load.
right?
So
Yeah.
basically, exactly. So it's not no, ETL is not a reporting tool. ETL is a process which is done by multiple softwares. Like SSIS is one of the tool which it does perform ETL. So there are different vendors. Microsoft has SSIS as a tool to perform ETL. So ETL is an operation which is performed on data to create a data warehouse basically for reporting
Okay.
on top of which we can perform reporting. So basically it extracts the data from some raw file. So the raw data comes in form of either Excel or text file, true,
Okay.
or in some other file format, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now to extract the data from these files and then perform certain transformations. So we have to perform some cleaning operations on those raw data because I might not need all the columns, right, from the file. I might need to change the data type of that of some column. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, is it? Are you comfortable with the voice and all that, my language and everything?
Yeah, it's
Is it
okay.
fine?
Yeah, it's everything is okay.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, yeah. So ETL is nothing but extracting the data from the raw source, performing
Mm-hmm.
some transformation, performing some cleaning operations like removing null, removing zeros, okay, doing some checks also. So all these things are there in the transformation, and then
Mm-hmm.
loading the data in a table in some other source, which I can use as a data warehouse for
Yeah,
my
it's a
other
kind.
further analysis purpose.
Yeah, it's a raw data. ETL is a kind of raw data like a data warehouse. We use certain tools to extract data. Basically, ETL is an
So
operation.
ETL is a process. ETL is an operation. ETL
Yeah,
is a process. It's not a tool,
got it.
right?
Got it. Got it. Yeah,
ETL is a process which
it's
tools
data.
perform.
Yeah.
Exactly, yes. So initially, Tableau was what Tableau was doing in the previous version, like Tableau version 6 and 7 till 8.1. What
Mm-hmm.
Tableau you used to do, they just connect with the data, pull
Mm-hmm.
each and everything, whatever data, whatever file it is, they will pull that file completely, okay, and they will just you can use that one file only, one single file, one single Excel sheet you can use
Mm-hmm.
initially when they started. Later on, they came up with this theory that now I don't want to use only one sheet. I might have data spread across multiple sheets,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And I want to establish relationship between these different sheets.
Okay.
Okay, so they came up with an idea where we can perform the joins between different sheets,
Mm-hmm.
or in a layman term, if you call it as a relationship. So basically, establish relationship between two different sheets so that I can use data across them.
I got
Yeah,
it. Got it. So what is like before the
got it.
versions of the Tableau? There is only like only like one sheet. Like if there is
Yeah,
only
only
sheet,
you
there is
can
only
only
category info.
have one sheet.
If for
Yes, yes, yes.
instance only category. But now what is there are we can create multiple sheets and we can create the relationship and we can extract data at a time from the all
True,
the sheets.
true. Brilliant. Yes. So, for example, I am having Superstore data right now. So what I have to do over here.
Mm-hmm.
So see here, this drag sheets over here. So to use the data which is coming from your Excel sheet, you have to create a data source inside the Tableau.
Okay.
Okay, you have to tell Tableau, I want to use data from this sheet
Mm-hmm.
or sheets. Okay,
Okay.
so for that purpose, you have to drag that sheet. Since you have multiple sheets, Tableau doesn't know, right?
Okay.
So Tableau doesn't know which sheet you want to use, right? So you have to
Okay.
drag that sheet. So I
Okay.
drag Superstore.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can see all the data. Now the interesting question here is, what if I have only one sheet in the file?
Okay.
Will
Yeah, which is in the
Tableau default drag?
just going that, right? There is only one
Yes.
sheet.
So we are going to do that. So I'm deleting this sheet. I'm deleting this sheet.
Where you're deleting?
Okay. I am saying, let's save it as some. um, to save this file.
Yeah.
Now, see, so since you have only one sheet in it, by default, it's taking that sheet in the as a data source.
Okay.
Now you don't need to create a data source. Tableau says only you have only one sheet, so let's
Mm-hmm.
use that.
Okay.
But when you have multiple sheets, Tableau don't know which sheet you want to use, so it
Mm-hmm.
won't
Okay.
add that at that time, right?
Oh, okay.
Now let's talk about only one sheet right now. Okay, but if you see, observe here, when you add Superstore over here, if I remove this, let's say I'm removing this, what's happening? I'm having here work Excel file name, right?
Yeah.
I'm having here the sheet name,
Okay.
having here the same file name. True?
Yeah, same file name. Yeah, so like, yeah,
True.
same. Yeah.
So, yeah, so in the certification, they may ask a question, or even in interviews, sometimes people ask this question, that what is the by default data source name? So the by default data source name
Is the
is
file name.
same as the file name.
Okay.
Okay. We will also see that what will be these names when you connect to a database.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So by default it's a file name. Right now, for now, I'm keeping this as very simple, that when I'm adding a file, right, any Excel file or Access file or text file, whatever file it is, the by default the data source name is the file name. Now when I
Okay.
add a sheet and create my data source, then this name is changing. Now if you see here, the name is sheet name, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and
Cheating it.
in bracket file name is going. Now file name is coming inside the bracket.
I didn't see anything
See,
over here. I
yeah.
didn't see anything, Ritesh. I'm just seeing the tablets. That's it.
Are you
Now
not
there's,
able to see my screen?
yeah, Now it's changed. Okay, enter sheet in the
Okay.
sheets and okay.
Okay. Brilliant. So now you are able to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you can see you will
You
get
change the name to
the sheet name.
Superstore paralysis online Tableau class, right? They change the name, right? You manually change
True.
the name.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I have not manually changed. Tableau by default changed this name. If I will remove this superstore sheet from the this data source page,
You
or
just
data source
dragged it.
page actually, so yeah. So if I will
You just
drag it back, I
mhm.
will get again sheet name and in bracket the file name.
Okay.
Okay,
Got you.
is this fine?
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the next question is, what if we use multiple sheets in this to create our data source?
Mm-hmm.
What will be the file? What will be the source name? And I will tell you why it is important. Why the source name is important. Uh, what its impact while using it while creating. So you are you able to see the connections over here where I'm hovering my mouse, live and extract, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you will use extract, okay, extract has a very important role to deal with a large amount of data.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when and we use it very frequently across the industries, people use extracts. Hardly anyone keeps live connection. Nobody keeps actually.
Okay.
I worked on almost 15, 16 projects, and I have never used live connection. Never.
Okay.
It was always extract. There are certain reasons of that. I will give you those reasons as well. When to use live, there are certain conditions when you should use live. I will discuss that as well. Okay. So
Okay.
this name is important while when you create extracts. Okay. So that's why I'm discussing a lot about this name. Also, it's sometimes in certification they ask one question definitely from this naming, the name of workbook, name of the data source, name of the sheets, all these things, or where the sheets will fall under which tag. So sheets is the tag under which all the sheets will appear. Where the file, where you can see the file name under which tag. So workbook is the tag, under workbook is the heading under which you will find the file name. So these are the kind of questions they ask in certification. Yeah.
Okay.
So the next question is, what if I have multiple data sources? Yeah. At
Yeah.
that time, what the name will be?
We had
Okay.
multiple sheets, right?
Yes.
If you had,
So if you
yeah.
add multiple sheets and establish some relationship and create your database, simply what happen? The first sheet, the name of the first sheet, okay, will come over here, okay, and after that there will be a plus sign,
Okay.
okay, and then in bracket, yes, your file name,
Okay.
okay.
Plus means that we could
Interesting part is plus means there are more sheets as well
more sheets available.
in the
Okay.
data source. Yeah.
Okay. Just
Interesting
one
part is
symbol
you can
applies.
rename it anytime. Yeah, exactly. That one symbol plus sign. That's it. Interesting thing is that you can rename it and to give whatever name you are comfortable with.
Yeah, we
But this
can.
is the standard which Tableau follows. Your sheet
Yeah.
name plus in bracket your file name.
Yeah.
Plus is only
Tableau
when you are using multiple sheets,
is
else
give
the
plus
sheet.
symbol. Yeah. Yeah. What I
Yeah.
understand is like it's by default Tableau gives its own name is called the source name. When we didn't give any name, otherwise we could manually give our own source name also, whatever we want, right?
True. True.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Okay.
So there are a
So
lot of other things
and one
we
more
need to
thing,
discuss. Yeah.
after giving the name,
Mm.
where we have to save it, or it will default it will be saved.
No. So just keep that name. I will tell you where you will use. So as I was telling you that while doing the extract, you will use this. So when you will click on extract,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So we will discuss what extract is, why we need to do extract, what is the difference between live and extract, how it
Mm-hmm.
is beneficial and all that in detail. But suppose I'm doing extract, just for a time being, just assume that you know what extract is. Okay. So now when you say extract, when you will click on sheet, it will pop up a window. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
where Tableau will ask you to save the extract file. So
Okay.
if you see here in the pop-up window, the type is Tableau data extract, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will
Got you.
save this. Now it will save the data source. Basically, what Tableau will do is Tableau use some compression algorithm. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
compress all the data. Okay, put the metadata information along with it, and create a td.td file. Okay, and save it somewhere on your machine. Now this is the
Okay.
interesting thing to know, that Tableau doesn't have inbuilt memory. Tableau don't have any inbuilt memory. Tableau cannot store anything.
So
It
it have
only
to be
has
stored in the
cache
machine
memory.
itself. Okay.
Exactly. It will be stored in your machine, nowhere else. Yeah. So
Okay.
basically when you create extract, Tableau basically creates a TD file and stores in your local machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can store it somewhere else, whatever. If you have Google Drive, you can even store there and you can access that. That's completely fine. But right now, when you create extract, Tableau will use, and here is the source file name, data source name, right?
Okay.
So, what happens sometimes when we want to open this workbook, sometimes while working on the workbook, this workbook will get disconnected from the source. So at that time, you need to connect with this TD file. And at that time, if you won't remember the name,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you will connect it with some wrong TD file, wrong extract. So it's always important to choose this name wisely, and follow the standard. So multiple. I mean, what I do generally, what I do add dates also. So just to keep track that this date I
Yeah.
created this extract file. Yeah.
Yeah. For most of the time, I will also use the dates. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the use of actually data source name. We will
Mm-hmm.
see there are, it's not, though it's looking very simple use, I mean it's looking very simple use, but it's very critical when you deal with online, when you start working the development part, and when you keep on deploying your your workbooks on Tableau server or Tableau online. That time it will be very critical to keep track of the sources.
Okay.
And it will help you to get optimized data also. We'll discuss all these things. We'll discuss all these things in later. I don't want to confuse you right now. So let's
Sure.
check this part. And I'm just saving this over there. Okay. Now it will take me to the sheet. Now we need to actually discuss all these columns. What are the different? There are certain transformations which Tableau facilitates. Yeah. So we need to discuss. We will discuss about those transformations as well in detail. That what exactly those transformations is and everything. But for now, I came to this. Do you know why I close what I have done just now? So I have closed two data connections basically. The previous two data connections which I connected to. And
Mm-hmm.
why I've closed that? Because it was giving me some error. And the error was because I have not used any sheet in those connections.
Okay.
So those were blank connections. That was that error was coming. So I just close it. I remove that. Okay. Now, if you see here, this is called worksheet. So Tableau, I kept on saying workbook, workbook, workbook. Now let's understand what workbook is. The fundamental entity of any workbook, any Tableau workbook is worksheet. Okay.
Okay.
We do all the development, all the visualizations we create on worksheet. For one visualization, I will create one worksheet. Okay. For
Mm-hmm.
one visualization, we create one worksheet. Okay.
Okay.
Now we use combine multiple worksheets to create one dashboard.
Ritesh, if you don't mind, we know the term
Yeah.
visualization means like.
Okay. Yeah, true. Good that you asked actually. So visualization is nothing but anything which you can see from this raw data. So currently you are seeing one set of raw data. Okay. So let me take you through this first, and then we'll tell you what actually visualization is.
Sure.
Okay. So if you see here in the leftmost part, you are seeing the data. So basically this is showing you connection. Okay.
Okay.
So just Nikhil, just give me a moment.
Sure.
Yeah. So here this is the dimension shell. Okay. Now Tableau works in a fashion where it treats each and every column of a table as an individual field. Okay.
Individual
Field. So if
field.
you
Okay.
see in that file, in that Excel file, there is a column called category, there is a column called subcategory, a column called order date, ship date, and all that thing, right? Now, if you
Okay.
see here in the dimension shell, you're getting category. So this is one field. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is one field. City is one field. City column is one field. Region column is another field. Okay,
Okay.
I mean, are you comfortable with this, or do I
Yeah.
need to give more detail of it? You want me
Yeah.
to?
Those are the columns of the table, like fields, right? Those are
Exactly.
individual
Yes,
fields.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
Okay.
in
So
Tableau, we call them as a field. So what does is it takes one column, take it out, okay, and give you one field with the column name.
okay.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
So
Now,
these are all the fields of different tables or the same table?
no, in whatever data which data source you have created. So if you are using one table in your data source, all the fields will be from one table. So for now, we are using only superstore table.
So all these are from same table.
All these are from superstore table, right? And we will discuss that if
Okay.
there are multiple tables also, there is a option called group by data source folder, right? Seeing over
Yeah.
here. So currently by default it is group by data source folder. So if you will have different data sources, different files in one data source, all this will fall under that file name or that table name, basically. Sorry, not file name, sheet name.
Okay.
Okay. So here you will see somewhere superstore. Under that, all these fields will be there. Then next you will see some cross tab data. Under that, all the data, all the fields related to cross tab data sheet.
Okay.
We will see that. We will see all these things in detail. We will do each and everything. We will even if you see currently it is by default group by data source folder. We will see what is group by folder also. We will create folders. Okay, but for now, what I'm trying to show you quickly, because actually I also have a very less time now. Okay, so I just want to wrap this up today's discussion on visualization by showing you a simple visualization how to create and how simple it is to create that visualization in Tableau. Okay, so You are seeing here rows and column shelf, right?
Yeah.
So rows and column shelf is a pretty much two axis. So do you remember during in mathematics we used to study that x-axis and y-axis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that only, x-axis and y-axis. And even if for better understanding, if you want to understand, it's basically the rows and columns of a table. So how columns are, if you see in that Excel file, columns are category, order date, ship date, all these things are columns, right?
Okay.
Okay, but here it is in different format. So when I say, I will show you how it is different than the normal table. And if you understand this basic functionality of Tableau, it will be very easy for you to understand the visualizations in Tableau and create them. So if I will say, let's say column, I drag subcategory in the column. So what will happen? All the members of subcategory field, okay, all the members of subcategory field individually form one column. For example, here if you see, accessories is a member of subcategory field, right?
Okay. It's a column, one of the column.
Now it will make sense to you because now it is more of tabular form. True.
Yeah.
So see here, all the members of subcategory field. Since I'm directly coming to this point, without discussing about the nomenclature used in Tableau, it might be a little bit odd for you to understand that. But yeah, but when we'll start from fresh, we will discuss each and everything. What is the nomenclature we use in Tableau as well? Okay, so then
Okay.
you will be more familiar and it will be more easy for you to understand that time. But yeah, for now to continue with this, so these are the members of this field of subcategory then field. Okay,
Okay.
so when I drag subcategory in the columns, so basically I'm telling Tableau that put all the members, spread all the members of this particular field over column. So each and every member individually work as a column.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
when you drag something in the row shell, each and every member of that field will be treated as an individual row component. For example, furniture. Furniture will lie under each and in one row. Office supplies in one row. Technology in another row.
Okay.
Hello, Nikhil.
Yeah, Ritesh, I'm following.
Yeah, yeah. So just to give you a glimpse of one visualization, I will create a one. So if you see here subcategory, I just drag subcategory over row. Okay, we will see what is dimensions and what is measures later on. But just for demo purpose, if I have to show you, I just drag sales measure in columns. Now see, each and every value of sales measure is on this axis, and this graph is plotted by default by Tableau. It is as simple as like just drag and drop to create any visualization Tableau. But all you need is to understand how these visualization works. They are not just random that you just keep on, trying and trying out. Hello. हेलो। हाँ बाबू बोलो। पता नहीं बाबू, देखना पड़ेगा। चलो ठीक है।
Nikhil, you are there?
हेलो।
Hi, Nikhil, you are there? Ritesh, it seems Nikhil is unavailable. What?
मे बी